Yeah.
MSNBC host Simone Sanders Townsend is here with us in Abu Dhabi. She previously served as a senior advisor and chief spokesperson for Vice President Kamala Harris. But you're here as part of your new role, a member of the Know Your Value family.
Yes.
So welcome. We're here, of course, for the 3050 Summit. It's the second annual, really making especially with the success we are seeing this year and the remarkable lineup, making Abu Dhabi the global capital of International Women's Day. We've got women from 50 countries, about 500 women here. Some are mentors, some are mentees, some are both. And you're here to bring a lot of the conversations to MSNBC and Peacock and to our stage here in Abu Dhabi. Tell us what you have on.
Absolutely. On International Women's Day, I'll be moderating a couple of conversations, one with Ayesha Curry, who is an entrepreneur in her own right, turned a YouTube page into an entire brand and has branched out to do a number of different things, most recently with her franchise in Sweet July. So we'll be talking about her entrepreneurial journey, but also how she has centered equity in what she's doing with Sweet July. And then I am moderating a really amazing conversation with two amazing ladies, the founder of the 15% Pledge and the founder of I Am a Voter. And we are going to be talking about how to activate audiences to act on a number of the things that we have discussed. You know, earlier today, I actually had the opportunity to talk to a number of CEOs who are here. Two of the women have U.S.-based businesses. One of the women is Europe-based, does some business in the United States. So we talked about the state of the economy. We talked about women in business, why being here at this conference was so important. And I also had an opportunity to ask them about politics and just what do they think about this whole landscape going forward. And it was very interesting that none of these entrepreneurs were following the debt ceiling fight, if you will, but they all, even the European CEO, Pamela, they all talked about the Inflation Reduction Act. They talked about how women in business, how it is harder for them, but these policies that have come out of this most recent administration have made a difference for them. And I think the practical implication of what happens in Washington, D.C. is really being felt here at this conference.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about a lot of the challenges women face in business. A lot of advice and tips are going to be shared. That's the whole basis of Know Your Value. Learn what your value is and learn how to communicate it effectively. And, of course, the newest sort of part of this entire campaign, the 3050 Summit, the 30 under 30 lists, meeting up with the 50 over 50 lists. That 50 over 50 list is so important because it's telling younger women.
Yeah, we don't have to wait.
No,
it's not over. I heard you say when you first launched it, you know, at 50, it's not over.
Oh, my
God.
God.
Your 40s.
I thought it was.
Just
Simone, I thought I was long gone at 40.
No.
When I was fired on, like, my 39th birthday, that was not a good birthday, by the way. I was like, oh, my gosh, I predicted my own demise. And yet, here I am, months shy of 56, more successful, more happy than ever before. And I think that's the message.
I think so, too. Look, this intergenerational coalitions have always been the way that societies are pushed forward. And I think as we are having this particular conversation this year here in Abu Dhabi on International Women's Day this week, so many things are happening. If you look at women around the world, one of the CEOs I spoke to this morning is Iranian. She talked about how seeing what is happening across the Middle East, the representation that she is for women, but also how there's still so much more to get done.
Yes.
Women fuel economies, and this is a global conversation we're having, and I can't think of a better place to have it.
Thank you for coming
Absolutely.
and being a part of the team. We really appreciate it.